energy is precious. Do not waste it on no friend that is not going to ever show up for you or fight for you. Or if I have to also watch my back instead of you watching my back, does it even matter? Does it even matter? You know, your energy is precious, your time is precious, your presence is precious. Not to share it with people who will show up for you even behind your back. Life is small for indecisive people, whether to protect you, whether to keep you in their life, whether you're meaning something for them or nothing. And those lyrics from Taylor, like putting someone first only works when you're in their top 5. That's so true. That's so true. People only show up for their favorites, and if they haven't showed up for you, you're not in the top 5. Sorry to say this, but it is what it is. And you know, that song was so stuck in my head. That song called Bejeweled, by the way. And it was stuck in my head around like 2023, because I was dealing with a lot of that, right? And it's like, whoa, like I put these people in my top 5 and I'm not even in their fucking top 5. What's that shit all about? It's like, man. But it's really that. People are never going to fight for you or care for you when you're not in their top 5. And you can keep saying to yourself and putting illusions in your head that you are, but the actions are always going to show up that you're not. Some people may not even have a top 5, bro. Some people, they just don't care about friendship. Some people just don't care about shit. They just care about themselves, and sometimes not even about themselves. Not even about themselves. You know, I try to give love to people who never knew what love is all about. I try to give love to people who didn't know how to accept that, right? Because all they knew was abandonment and mistreatment. And they chose the relationships that gave them that. The mistreatment, the abandonment, right? All the scales and the drama. But I was giving them the safe place to express themselves. I was giving them the love, the real love, right? But they choose the other way. And I was like, what is wrong? You know, why people do that? And I was like, you know, I was feeling like garbage, because like, why that always happens? Some people, yeah, just love trash. One man's treasure, another man's trash. You know? One man's trash, another man's treasure, right? It's like, some people, they were just so used to accepting and being okay with trash that they put up with trash at the end of the day, and they chose the trash because they didn't know anything else, and they didn't want to learn anything else. They didn't want to reprogram and repattern that itch. They didn't want to dive deeper into why they choose the people who abandon them. They choose the people who do not show up. They choose the people who do not care about them deeply, right? Because they learned that that is love. You know, people not caring for you, people abandoning you, people, you know, keeping a lot of space. And there's nothing wrong with keeping space. But people not knowing, what are you doing, if you're doing okay? You know, people not caring to know if you're okay. Doesn't sound to me like a deep relationship, like a connection that really cares about your well-being. Doesn't sound to me like a friendship. Yeah. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's true. You'll never be on the top 5 with some people. That's okay. Are we in our top 5 though? Are we? Because it has me. I was always like, I was putting people above me all the time for so many years. I was the firstborn daughter. I was being programmed by the society to do that. My parents, my everything and everyone. And I'll never put myself above anyone. And I never even chose myself, you know. And that's what I'm learning right now. Well, the last couple of years, you know. As I'm clearing a lot of my life, of my old life. This song looks good. want me though. I like to look myself in the camera. But yeah. You know? Like, should we care about people if we're not in their top 5, if they're not in our top 5, and if we're not even in our top 5? Like, we're really... And it's not even about top 5, I just gave it as an example, right? Because those lyrics sometimes when people do not choose you and you keep choosing them, which is like a crazy traumatic bond that you choose to have and you learn to have in your life. But those lyrics, hit hard when that thing happens. For me, at least, they did. And they came up for a reason. So putting someone first only works when you're in the top 5. And by the way, I'm going out tonight. Do not be in relationships that you feel like shit, that you never feel chosen, that you never feel truly cared for. Don't do that. It's not good for your well-being, and it's not complimenting for your energy and your beautiful, great aura and your time and your presence and everything. Don't do that to yourself. Don't.